Hey everybody, welcome to the first battle report here on the Bug Proletariat 40k channel. So as you can see here, we're playing Recover the Relics, my GSC, the Twisted Helix, against my buddy's Chaos Knights. My list is going to be down in the description below, and then his list is just a bunch of little baby knights and a big knight. So as you can see here, I took Brood Swarm, obviously. Unless he tables me, that's going to get me max points against knights. I retrieve Nephilim data. It's just going to be really easy to get my 5-man Acolyte squads in his back 2 table quarters. He just doesn't have enough models to screen. I guess in the game he could decide to screen with 2 of the knights, but if that's what they're doing, I'll be perfectly happy. And I took Bring It Down as my 3rd. He just gives up so many points by killing those little tiny knights, the Armigers, and War Dogs I guess they're called, in the Chaos Knights Codex. That is just a dumb pick not to take it. I'm going to have to kill some of them throughout the game, so I'm hoping to kill a good bit, especially with my drills doing the mortal wounds. Should do a lot of hurt on him. Nick took the Path of Destruction, which I believe that's the one of the 3 took. He took all 3 of the Chaos Knight secondaries, and one of them is like a fake stranglehold, where if he holds at least half of the objectives on the table, he gets 2 points. And then if at least half of the objectives on the table have a Chaos Knight within dread range, which is 12 inches of him, he gets an additional point. So that's like an easy 3 points a turn, basically. And then Fitting Challenge, I believe that's the one where you pick my 3 highest pointed units, and the earlier in the game he kills them, he gets more points. So in this game you saw that one of my Genestealer units actually was one of the highest, the one that had the pregame, had the blip move, and the Aberrants, as well as my 15-man drill unit. And he's pretty sure all those are going to die. It's just, can I make sure he doesn't kill them right off of the bat to get the max points for that. And his last one was he gets a point for a knight that kills something if it's in his deployment zone, the middle, and my deployment zone. The knight has to be in that location to score the points. I believe there's a bonus point, but I'm not sure how to get 4 points from it, but you can at least get 3 points a turn from it. Going into this game, I know holding primaries is going to be huge with Recover the Relics because of all his War Dogs are OBSEC and count as 5 models. So I know I just need to keep the primary close and keep us both scoring 8. That's my goal, is I just need to score 8 every turn, because he's definitely going to score 8 every turn. So if I feel like I can do that, I think I can beat him out on the secondaries if I kill enough of the little baby knights. So we'll see what happens, and we'll go into the battle report. Hey everybody, it's Bug Proletariat 40k. This is our first battle report. I'm playing the GSC over here against my buddy Nick's Chaos Knights. As you can see, we're playing Recover the Relics at Tables and Towers, and this is going to be our standardized terrain setup for our tournaments going forward. You'll see more of it as the game goes on. First, I'll take you through my list. We've already deployed mostly blips over here in these big buildings. The big thing to know is all these windows are going to count as closed, and that is a forest in the center there. But you can see there's still firing lanes on the table for Nick's Knights. As far as secondaries, I took Brood Swarm, which seems real smart against Knights, retrieved Nephilim data, and I took Bring It Down as well. And Nick, if you want to talk about your list over here.
Yeah, so I have a Knight Abominant in the back. I have 3 Carnivores, 3 Shooty Claw Knights, 3 Shooty Claw Knights, and a double Shooty Knight, little War Dogs. I have taken all 3 Knight secondaries, Path of Destruction, Fitting Challenge, and Ruthless Tyranny. So
nice. So you're trying to kill my 3 most expensive units as early as possible.
Units. I get points for holding objectives and having objectives in dread range, and then I also
dread range. I don't know what the 3rd one does.
Oh, and kill stuff in table rounds, have stuff in table quarter or table sections.
Okay.
So I get points for being in my deployment zone, the middle, and the back, and then killing stuff from my deployment zone, killing stuff in the middle, and killing stuff in yours. And then the other one is the dread range.
All right, that's clear as mud. All right, so we'll come back after the turn 1 movement phase. All right, after turn 1 movement phase, you can see the knights moved up on the objectives. Nick, if you want to walk us through how you moved them up there.
Yeah, so with Eric deploying in blips, I kind of wanted to be a little more reserved, so I just stayed on the back 3 objectives, but it'll also put the next line of objectives within dread range, so I'll be able to score the Chaos Knight secondary, at least 3, I believe. So
yeah, that's going to be rough. And you were just saying how, like, you literally just have to sit on those 3 objectives and rake in points.
Yep.
For your fake stranglehold, and then just shoot from back there. So if you come over here, my blips came out. Everything's inside the building. It's just put on top to make it easier. 10 Genestealers, 8 Aberrants, a truck. I know it looks like a rock grinder, but use your imagination. It's a truck. And my characters are in this big building. Again, all windows closed. And in my other building over here, we have 20 Genestealers, a truck with 10 Acolytes in it, as well as my bikes. And the real issue is going to be how do I come out and hold these 2 objectives right outside my deployment zone without getting blasted off by the Knights. But hopefully my 10 hand flamers, unit of 15 with drills, unit of 5 that are in deep strike can come in and make Nick worry about them. So we'll see what happens in the shooting phase. Alright, I'm going to switch over to my phone for the filming. I could just see like the flickering of the lights on the camera. And I'm not a cinematographer, so we're going to just do this, and it's probably like way better quality now. Alright, so we had, after the Chaos Knight shooting phase, he had one little knight in the very corner over there that could see the Genestealer squad in that back ruin. Just because of the angles, I couldn't hide all of them. He managed to kill 2 with the shooting from the knight, and all of his indirects, which he has little, what are they, Hellfire launchers, whatever they're called?
Yeah, they're...
and then it's D6...
multi-launchers.
Havoc multi-launchers. D6 shots each on the little knights. I actually only killed 1 Genestealer in that ruin because it's -1 to hit him and he gets the extra save.
Which is very nice.
On top of the cover, so he had a 3-up, which was awesome. So just losing 3 Genestealers in the turn is not a big deal. Do you know what you score? We'll figure out what you score in a second and we'll come back. Yeah, and we'll come back at the end of my turn, or start of my turn. Alright, at the end of the Genestealer cult's turn 1. Actually, last turn 1 for the Knights, they just got 3 points for their fake stranglehold. As you can see, I ran 7 Genestealers up here. I auto-advanced the 10 Genestealers up 15 inches. They're going to try and charge the 1 War Dog right here on the edge, and they have the power. It went off on them for the 6s to hit auto wound. I'm hoping 40 attacks, I'll get a bunch of 6s, and he'll fail some saves. Because the War Dogs don't have a invuln in close combat, correct?
No, I think it's just attacks.
Then I put bikes, just towing on each objective to hope that their -1 hit can make them live. My guess is they die, but something had to come hold the objectives at least turn 1. The truck back here, try to hide better, and then the other truck went behind the building as well, just to have those 2 Acolyte squads ready to move on to that objective. I think the name of the game as we go forward is going to be how I can survive on my own objectives. I'm not really going to take Nick's until I start bringing in. Yeah, how will I trade? Well, not trade because you're nice, but how well I can trade on objectives for sure.
Well, yeah.
How long I can survive on them as opposed to taking away from you. So we'll see as the turns go on what happens. So we'll move into Genestealer Cult, my shooting phase. I think I have like none, and then we'll just do the charges probably.
Come back.
Alright, so Nick lied to me horribly. His knights, little baby knights, have 14 wounds because he's that, whatever, Hesper tracks. So the 40 attacks from the Genestealers into the baby knight there. Managed to knock it down to 3 wounds. I did put the crossfire on it to make sure they couldn't overwatch. I did charge in the 7 into the other one to knock it down to how many wounds? 6 wounds? 7 wounds. Which for the 7 attacking, they lost 1 guy from Overwatch and 1 in close combat. The little knights only had 4 attacks. Now they can't move over onto this objective, but those Genestealers are absolutely going to die next turn. So we'll see if that was the right call to kind of hold up those 4 knights on that side. Even though I didn't kill one. I was really hoping to kill the one with the auto wounding on 6's 10 squad, and he just rolled a bunch of 6-ups for his saves. I scored 3 for Brute Swarm at the end of the turn, and then I scored, just started a rod over here with these Aberrants on the ground floor, and I scored none for Bring It Down, so we should see how it's going to go. At least I hold the same going into turn 2 as the Chaos Knights, so they're just going to get 8 for the primary. So at the end of the Knight's Psychic phase, you can see some of the close combat Knights came over here. The shooting Knights fell back from the Genestealers. He's planning to probably just blast them off, or whatever ones he doesn't shoot. He'll charge. The knight tried to cast a mortal wound power, but with the unwilling orb, I was able to deny it anywhere on the table. The big knight, though, did get off the 5-up Feel No Pain on himself, and then 6-up Feel No Pain on anybody within 6 inches of him. So that's a lot of those knights, probably. This knight over here managed to cast just 1 mortal wound onto the bikes. And we're going to go into the knight shooting phase and see what happens. I think, actually, before you start your shooting phase, I'm going to spend my last 2 CP. We'll roll it on camera to see if I get it back with an Exos.
I'll see if I get a CP. 5 up. Nope.
Oh, no, okay. And then I'm going to make these bikes over here untargetable, unless they're the closest, because I want to hold an objective at the end of your turn. So let's see if I cast it, or not cast it, get a CP back. I don't get a CP back. That Nexos is worthless. So I think it's still worth going down to no CP, because it's not like I'm going to interrupt or anything.
Yeah.
And hopefully that means those bikes can survive. We'll see after the shooting phase if that happened. Alright, so my plan to sacrifice my 20 Genestealers is definitely working out. I probably should have waited to do this one more turn, because this really didn't get me a whole lot except for 20 dead Genestealers. He just killed the 6 there with shooting, and he killed the 1 of the 10, so he'll charge those other 2 knights in. We'll see if they live. Just how many 4-ups can I roll. He killed these bikes off this objective, which I was pretty sure was going to happen. And spending the 2 CP over here protected those bikes, which actually was a smart play, unlike moving the Genestealers up, because that'll make sure I get 8 for the primary like he did. I did just realize something, because these little knights are OBSEC, I'm not going to be able to do my 3-inch deep strike shenanigans with my 1-unit steel objectives from him.
Yep.
That's going to make it
it's going to tie on everyone unless I keep 2 knights on an objective.
Right. So I'm going to have to use my 15 squad with the drills to hope I kill 1 and pile on more than 5.
Yep.
And there won't be 10 left after you fight back, so I got to really figure out. We'll see. That's a problem for next turn, though. So we'll go into the Knights Assault phase and see how many of these Genestealers survive. All right, you can see 1 Genestealer survived. That was after 2 ran for morale. They actually rolled pretty good on their 4-ups. 1's alive. He's not going to do much. We put 2 wounds on this Carnivore Knight in the center here. And the Carnivore Knight just got a pre-game upgrade to ignore invulns, so I was feeling pretty good when the first one only killed 3. And then Nick told me that it could ignore invulns, and the other one killed a bunch more. But 1 survived, and that let me hold 2. Nick, what did you score at the end of the turn?
I scored 3 for Path of Destruction, or 2 for Path of Destruction, and 3 for Ruthless Tyranny again.
Okay, cool. And you got 2 for the
2 for the
bonus points for the primary.
Game bonus,
and then 8 for the regular primary.
Hold 1, hold 2. You held the 2.
Or I will hold it next turn.
We held equal, so nobody held more.
And we'll put up the scores. They'll pop up after we cut to the next turn. So we're going to Genestealer Cult, turn 2. I think having the bottom of the turn is going to be huge at the end of the game if I have models left. I really just need to find a way to hold this objective, which I think is going to have to be Aberrance. And now I'm going to have to pile things on that objective over there, because Nick is going to hold his 3 pretty much the whole game, so I just need to make sure I am also doing that. Because right now we'll be tied on primary, so we'll see if I can hold these 3 for 4 more turns. Alright, that's the end of the Genestealer Cult's movement phase, turn 2. I brought in my 6 drill squad here with the 3d6, pick the 2 highest charge. I do need to make a leadership test on a 7 to not have my charge halved, so I put them on the objective here. If they do fail their charge, at least there's more bodies on an objective with Aberrance. My 2 Psychers came out so I can smite and do some mortal wounds before I charge in, along with the Genestealers. And yeah, I know that doesn't look like a Magus, but it is. I left my Magus at home because I'm a fool. I never get to use that model anyway, and he looks cool, so I'm cool with it. The 1 Genestealer, the hero Genestealer, is still alive over here. I blocked some movement off with the bikes over there. They'll throw a demo charge into the 7-wound guy in a second, and he just won't be able to hop around that way. But he'll just come this way through the forest, which is kind of cool. I guess no one is on this objective. I have a truck right on the inside of the wall there, and another truck is going to try and shoot the 3 wounds off that war dog. And I brought in my 10 hand flamers back there, just because I figured the hand flamers are going to do absolutely nothing this game as hand flamers. So I'll have 10 OBSEC bodies back there for next turn, protected in that ruin. So we'll see. We'll go to the psychic phase and shooting. We'll see if I can kill that 3-wound war dog, as well as put some psychic wounds on these 2 closest to me here. And we'll go in the charge phase after that.
Yikes.
Alright, some good things happen and bad things happen. So I spent the CP to have the Gatling Knight not Overwatch, and luckily I got it back with the Nexos because I failed my 3d6, picked the 2 highest charge with the 15 Acolytes. Yep. I rerolled it and just got enough to get in an 8 to get into the 1 and within an inch of the other. Unfortunately, the Genestealers failed their leadership test, doubling their 6-inch charge to a 12 for the Dread test, so they did not make their charge, and they're just going to sit there and exist. And over there, that Genestealer is dying in a second. So we'll do the Acolytes attacks first. They do have Might from Beyond for the +1 attack, so I'm hoping to... Unfortunately, the bad part is I'm not going to hold that objective, but hopefully I'll at least kill one. Alright, end of Genestealer Cult turn 2 fight phase. The drills are real good. Smoked that knight, did like 22 wounds to him. Then I didn't hardly put any attacks on the other one. I was able to tow 5 guys onto that objective, so I don't control it, but he will only get 8 for the primary, which is the name of the game, is keep the primary close for as long as I can. Over here, superhero Genestealer died. It's going to be real bad. Right now it's 31-28 Genestealer Cult at the end of turn 2, but only because Nick has not scored any points from his primary that is kill.
Might kill primary. Aberrants,
kill Genestealers, and kill these Acolytes.
Who you charge me with?
Who I charge you with. I have to. They're my big damage dealer. So if he kills all 3 of those units next turn, he only gets 6 points.
Yeah.
So I figured I'm going to put all 3 of these on the table, and I'm going to let you leave one of them alive. He'll probably get 4 points for it next turn. So we'll see if I can keep holding the primary into turn 3, and we'll come back with Chaos Knights at their bottom of their movement phase of turn 3.
But I wouldn't know, so I can trade.
Alright, after the night shooting phase, the bikes over there were killed, and just 2 Aberrants died, and 1 Acolyte died from some Psychic, so not a bad shooting phase for me. The 5 Acolytes that were in that back corner that got me the Retrieve Nephilim data last turn died, but they were supposed to die, it's fine. So we're in the charge phase now. We have the Carnivore coming in to the unit that was 15, and I'm sure this guy is going to go into these Genestealers.
Yep,
exactly. If you're ready to roll that, go for it. Just right on the not on the camera. Good job, Nick. But he's rolling 8, so he's in. All right. So we'll see what the attacks do and come back after to see how many Genestealers die.
All right, cool. That's good.
At the end of the Chaos Knights, turn 3, right? Yeah, turn 3, fight phase. They killed the 15 Acolytes down here, but the Acolytes managed to survive the first attack and knocked the Red Knight here down to 2 wounds and the Black one down to 5 wounds. Not very many Genestealers died to a good roll here, and they attacked back. They still had the 6s to hit auto wound power from last turn and knocked that Knight down to 3 wounds. So lost a lot of Genestealer Cult over here, but these Knights on this side of the table are really hurt. And those Knights are still all the way back there, so I think Genestealer Cult, bottom of turn 3,
they're really far away.
We got a shot, so we'll see what happens. Alright, end of Genestealer Cult, turn 3 movement phase. The Aberrants moved up, the Patriarch advanced, and the Magus moved up. We're just going to try and smite and kill these 2 Knights off here. The 2 trucks from across the table can shoot through the forest there and try and kill the 2 wound on the Carnivore. These guys came over here to do my rod in the back, and I was trying to put them over here on this objective, but my opponent nicely told me that if I did that, next turn anybody within dread range loses their OBSEC, so they would not contest it since he's going first. And that War Dog has OBSEC, so they're going to rod and be cool like that.
It's at the start of each battle round, so it's before the command phase.
So even if I went first, it wouldn't have mattered. Gotcha. Okay. So yep, they're definitely going to rod. So that was nice of him to tell me that. I put a crossfire token on this. The 2 trucks still have the Acolytes in it. I just didn't see the point in hopping them out to kill a War Dog and then just get murdered. So they might as well be on there, and if he kills the trucks, OBSEC bodies will hop out. The 10 Handflame Acolytes are still in the building, not on the objective, because I want to have something left alive later in the game. And holding my back objective is my 2 characters. So we're going to start Psychic and shooting. Hopefully I can plink some wounds off this War Dog here. And then Psychic 1 down as well. And start getting some bring it down points. And hopefully it's close at the end. We'll see. End of the Genestealer Cult's turn 3, Psychic and shooting. So I did enough mortal wounds to kill the Knight that was there fighting the Genestealers. He auto-blowed up and did some mortals, as you can see there, to the guys around him. And then I wanted to do the target immortals into the Carnivore with 2 wounds left. He denied it, unfortunately. And then the 2 trucks shooting did no damage. He bossed his 2 4-up saves from the autocannons. And since they're OBSEC, I have to kill both of those knights. So hopefully some charges happen, but with dread tests, nothing is guaranteed against these Chaos Knights. We'll come back after the Genestealer cult fight phase, and hopefully there will be 2 less little baby knights where this camera is pointed.
I don't know.
So things went bad over here.
So is this for each?
The Patriarch got in and did 2 wounds, got through on the little knight right there that's still left. One roll was a 6. Nick rolled 1 6, and then CP the reroll the other one for the save and rolled another 6, so he did no damage. The Genestealers managed to kill the other knight, which was nice. And then that knight did his little reap and rend whatever strat and the ignore invuln strat, which he can do because he's Mark of Corn.
Yeah.
And did 7 wounds to the Patriarch. The Patriarch had 6 left, and I failed all of my 5-up, feel no pains, and I re-rolled 1, failed that as well. It was a sad time to do the Patriarch. So we're going to be going into the top of turn 4 for the Knights. And the Genestealer cult, I mean, we have stuff left on the table for being kind of late in the game, so we'll see if I can hold on to these objectives, but it's going to be tough now with these Knights. Are going to start to move. That's Nick's hand. That was good. Good job, Nick. And then we're going to move down to those trucks, and we'll see how much can stay alive. All right, the start. Well, this is the end of the Chaos Knights movement phase in their 4th turn. Score at the end of turn 3 was 51 Genestealer cult, 46 Chaos Knights. But now all units within 12 of any of these little knights or the big knight loses their OBSEC. So I don't know how I'm going to hold objectives after this. And as you can see, he's pushing on to the side of the table. There still are 2 units with the drills inside of those trucks. So hopefully they'll be alive in my next turn, because he kills the trucks, they hop out, and he doesn't have enough to charge, because there's no close combat knights over there. And I'll be able to knock some knights off objectives to rehold some towards the end of the game. I do have bottom of turn, so I should be able to get some points in the primary to make up some from my next turn, which I think I'm going to only hold 1 in that last turn. End of the charge phase, turn 4 for Chaos Knights. We have the 2 raptor, what are these things called? Not raptors.
Carnivores.
Carnivores, whatever. I knew it was dinosaur based. So that's going to kill those 5. And then we have all of the knights on the trucks over here. None of the shooting actually killed a truck. They were pretty tough. Maybe I should have been a little more aggressive with my trucks in the beginning, put them out there. So we'll see what the knights kill. And again, I won't have any OBSEC because of the dread rules within 12 of knights, so it's going to be very hard to hold primary. End of turn 4, we managed to kill a bunch of knights over here with the saws hopping out of the trucks. Top of turn 5, it's going to be 70 GSC, 63 knights, and now the knights obviously have a chance to hit back. These aberrants failed their dread test and needed a 6-inch charge with a double and rolled a 5 twice with the CP reroll. So we'll see if the knights can come back. I score my primary at the bottom of the turn, so it's going to be a very close game.
So for turn 5, we're just going to do a summary. That big knight, as you saw, was up on that number 6 objective, and he killed some of the acolytes over on the objective, and the knights got a 12 for their primary that turn. But actually it didn't end up mattering, because the only thing the GSC had to do to score points was, obviously I'm bottom of the turn, so I score at the end of the game, and I was just able to pile enough bodies onto that objective where I held 3, and I killed on the number 4 objective the last baby knight to give me a 12 for the primary, and I also was able to get my full R&D by spending my 1 CP to pick up a unit of 5 acolytes that had lived in the corner to do my last retrieve Nephilim data, leaving the end score at 87 for the Genestealer cult to 85 to the Chaos Knights. I actually was surprised to pull this one out, especially in that turn 4 when the Chaos Knight player turned off all my OBSEC. I knew the only chance I had was to kill any of the war dogs that were sitting on objectives. The Patriarch dying definitely made that tough to do, but it still worked out. He ended up killing my aberrants in the 5th turn as well, which didn't give him a lot of points for one of his secondaries. I believe he only scored 9 for killing my 3 units, just because I was able to keep them hidden. And at one point during the game, I knew if I just put them all on the table, as you can see in the bottom right there, that he can't kill them all that turn, or else he's going to lose out on a bunch of points. So it was a really fun game. Chaos Knights are definitely a really strong codex. I had a great time playing the Twisted Helix, and I really like this list that I'm playing with. So I'll probably keep on going with it, and I might take this to the Tables and Towers RTT coming up on July 16th. Thanks for watching. I know it was a little choppy there in the beginning with the other camera, but as we film more of these, we'll refine how we do it. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to reach out. I mean, I'm pretty new to this, and I'm definitely looking to improve them so they're better and we all can learn together from playing GSC. Thanks for watching, and we'll have some new content coming next week.